5 at the door. All right. All right, you're good. You go inside. Good morning, everyone. I have Clarksville's up and coming. What genre do you guys want to say you are? Like, let's start there.
I don't know, man. It's kind of like grindcore.
Yeah, it's like it's a grindcore. It's a little Fall Out Boy. It's a little you guys are like this shoegaze. It's not even like Deftones. It's like Turnover. It's like there's all this stuff happening.
Yeah, it's a blend of a lot of different things. So it is kind of hard to
2010s inspired emo. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I have fucking Contender here. Everyone, introduce yourselves and who you are in the band. Everyone, there's 4 of you here. That's fucking sick.
Right, I'm Taj. I play guitar and sing.
Hell yeah.
Cody, I play guitar and I scream.
I'm Cole. I play the drums and the triangle.
I'm Jackson. I play the bass, and sometimes I sprinkle in a little bit of singing, but
good. Fuck yeah. Okay, well, we got 3 vocalists and a drummer with the triangle. That's like so. Contender. Contender's been so a little history. The first podcast episode that I ever did on 5 at the Door was with Cody. He was on a shitty laptop. It was just like, this was kind of thrown together. I had this idea and it's 70. This is like, I'm releasing my 75th episode today that we're recording this, which is kind of fucking insane. So it's been kind of a crazy journey. I wanted to kind of put this to the floor. Cody, how's the last 2 years of trying to get this up? There's, instead of just you on that last one, it's now 4 of you, which is fucking crazy. It's so cool. Tell us about this little journey.
Man, it's been
about 2 years.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years, and life has happened, and it's kind of put things on the back burner. And I feel like we're in a position now where we can, put more effort into this. We were a complete band for a while when we first started, and then stuff happened mainly with another band, and it kind of derailed this for a little bit as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of there was kind of 2 years ago, a bunch of fucking shit happened. I think that when it comes to the stuff that happened with the other band, it is kind of like where you guys are at now. It's almost like what happened is fucking irrelevant. Everything is like so beyond, and the stuff that you guys are doing is so because I've been so lucky to hear these demos for the last 2 years. And I've heard the song that we're going to be playing later. I've heard 6 different versions of this song. And in fact, I've gotten to play it live with you guys once. Of anyone that I've interviewed, I'm really excited to get to come back into this because no one's been affected by this life thing more than y'all. So Cole coming back, being in in the last band and in this new band, Taj doing the same thing. How were y'all brought into the new idea, this new thing from Contender?
I think I just walked into Best Buy one day and laid claim to Jackson over here.
Dude came in trying to buy some a new Mac Mini, and I was like, "Hey, man, you making music? That's pretty cool." He was like, "Want to be in the band?"
Okay, all right. So, Jackson, were you wanting to be in a band and you just weren't, and you saw Cody's ass and you were like, "Hey, this guy, this is like the moment, and I'm gonna ask if I could join this band.
Yeah, it was something like that. I've been making music solo since 2018, sometime
Sure.
around then. So I mean, I've always really been into music, but I've been going to school full time and stuff. So I just haven't really been in the market to join a band, I guess you could say. I mean, I've had a couple of little flings with a couple of people where we were, trying to do a music thing, but then Cody came in and we just started talking and got his number. And then eventually he just asked me and I was like, shit, this is like my opportunity to finally be in a band.
There's something funny about that where it's like, I don't know anyone that has been like, I want to start a band and it's this kind of, or like joining a band where it's been anything but it's always spontaneous. It's like I always feel like bands are kind of it's always like the fates aligned where that's how it happens. It's never a planned, storyboarded thing where there's pre-production and like, we're gonna hire this person and this person's gonna like. It's always this. The window is flying by you and you got to jump through it. Like there's.
That's so natural.
Yeah, it's a really weird experience. I think that there's nothing else in the world that is like this. But that's so sick. You are playing bass. Did you play bass, or are you like a multi-instrumental person that were like, cool, I can play bass. I'll do this for you guys.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hell
yes.
Yeah. All right, hell yeah.
Piano, and then I just started picking up guitar, and then I had played bass here and there, just like on my own songs. And then he gave me the opportunity, and one, I was really stoked to be in the band, but two, it gave me an opportunity to learn an instrument and get a little bit more, I guess, creative with something else.
That's fucking sick. Okay, cool. So also, Cole, you've been kind of you're kind of a weird shoelace through the whole thing alongside Cody and Taj when it comes to this. So when you were you approached in the beginning to do stuff with Contender, or was this something that like later on you were like, yeah, I'll fucking do that?
So it was kind of in the beginning. It was when we were all still in a different band, and then they were like, hey, you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then the other band kind of blew up. We had like a little bit of a falling out, me with everyone. And then I joined a band called Autumn Lies Buried, which is like a more extreme metal band.
Sure.
And I patched things over with these guys, and they were like, hey, if you still want to do something with us, you can come back. And I was like, yeah, this will be cool.
Yeah. That sounds like fun. I mean, it's cool because like, do you find yourself like, I use this example a lot with the concept of like the totem pole, where you being in like a hardcore metal band, wanting to do something not necessarily slower, but like just you wanted to see more of the totem pole. This is like kind of a total, not necessarily opposite, but you get to do more stuff. Does this feel like you're flexing other sides of the muscle, or like you're seeing more of the totem pole by being in two bands?
So for me, it's kind of like there's a different live element with this stuff than there is with the metal stuff. Because I've been a metalhead my whole life. That's always been like my go-to genre of music and the thing that I play when I'm by myself. But when I was in the other band, I went to my first like easycore kind of pop punk concert.
One show?
No, it was 4 years. It was
4 years strong.
It was 4 years strong.
Yeah.
And dude, like, don't get me wrong, they're heavy and they do have mosh pits. But when they kicked into a chorus and I looked around and the entire venue was like screaming the lyrics back at them, I was like, oh, okay, mosh pitting's cool, but this is also really sick. Like,
there's something about like, I think 4 Years Strong is such a the best entryway into that whole thing, because like I will say that a lot of metal music they don't write hooks. Like that is the weird thing about like some metal is like there's no hooks, but like 4 Years Strong, I feel like bridged that gap where they were like, yo, these are we're not only going to write hooks, but we're going to be like chugging in major key and like doing all this weird shit. And it was, I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of other bands that have done that, but like 4 Year Strong is the one that like I feel like took it and ran with it.
So that's what's really cool is like for, you know, Autumn Lies Buried, I can write all my stupid shit, the stuff that I just want to kind of show off with, kind of punch you in the face with.
Totally.
With this, I can like build on what they're already making to make a beautiful like melody. You know what I mean? Like whenever I write drum parts, I try and base it on the melodies. So it's a lot more musical.
That's actually really interesting you bring up about the flexing part of like metal. There's an interesting part where metal can be a little bit like jazz, where like everyone gets to like take turns and focus on like they get to flex for a moment. And there's always kind of a moment in a lot of metal music where it's like, cool, here's like the really crazy guitar part, here's this crazy vocal part. It's like taking turns, just like in jazz, which is, I've never kind of thought about that until right now, which I love. Now everyone coming back together and Jackson joining this thing, it's been, 2 years since, I mean, probably 2.5 since the inception of the idea. Where are y'all at? Where are y'all at right now? Like, what does the rest of this year look like? It seems like the lineup is officially like fucking solid. Like, it seems really exciting.
Oh, you want to take this?
Everyone literally just kind of slowly turned and looked at Cody.
Like, what are we doing here? Now, I guess really we're just trying to finish fleshing out these first batch of songs, getting them ready to be shared with the world. Like you said, you've heard 6-7 different versions of the song that we're going to premiere here pretty soon, and I feel like now that we have our full lineup locked in, that like we can really make sure that these songs are the best that we can put out. So I think that with the amount of time that it has taken for us to put out these songs, it has benefited us in a way that we can really just like sit back and make sure that we love every single piece of these songs and that they're worthy of being put out. But like, I remember right after you played that show with us at the end, like we were going to put out a different song. Maybe it was the first song. And then that tornado happened. I lost my power. I was out of my house for almost 2.5 weeks. And so
that's right.
When I finally got back home, I had lost all the files.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was, what was it? Was that January 22? 23?
Was it? No, I think it's 2025 right now. So that must've been 2023.
Yeah, January 23.
Holy
Sorry.
shit.
Yeah.
In the other room.
Hell yeah.
Why did I get invited?
Damn it! I'm always getting excluded.
Yeah. Okay. So you lost everything. Which is kind of okay. Wow. Was it actually just last year?
What was it? When we were going to release our first song, and then it got derailed by the tornado that happened.
Yeah, that was the end of 2023, beginning of 2024.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty we were at freaking Evil Nash practicing when all that happened.
Yeah.
And because I remember, because like another member from our other band was like calling and was like, "Hey, y'all good or whatever," and we were trying to get a hold of you. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I was at work that day across the other side of town, but the tornado had hit and ran through the part of town I was living in. So yeah, I was
out of town when all that went down.
That's crazy.
ALB was in like Indiana or something, and people were calling us like, "Hey, is your family's okay?" And we were like, "What do you mean? Are they okay?"
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I just want to say this. Look, I lived in freaking Kansas of all freaking places for like 3 years, right? Maybe saw all of like 2 tornadoes, but like I've lived here in Tennessee for like 5 years, and I swear to God, every single year there's a freaking tornado. And like they get closer and closer, because there was one time when I was still in the Army and one touchdown on post, and I was living in the barracks. I'm like, well, what the hell am I going to do?
There's something really weird about the tornado thing that it reminds me of like, okay, when we were all kids, we all were told that when bears hibernate, they sleep, and they sleep for 3 months. Like, that's what we're told. But in the reality of the situation is just they're just slow. They just are pretty slow for 3 months. They go to sleep, they wake up, they eat, they do the whole thing. But hibernation is not like a full like 3 months of sleep. It's a fucking lie. The same thing is about Tornado Alley, where I grew up in Iowa, and like it's supposed to be like Iowa, Missouri, and Kansas, and that's like where Tornado Alley is. And then I moved down to fucking Tennessee. Tennessee got ravaged like fucking crazy in 2020, where like downtown Nashville was like wrecked in certain places. It was crazy. Every year there's like one nasty crazy storm that wipes out shit.
Yeah. That was the first year I moved here. I was supposed to go see Fit for a King and Chelsea Grin at the Cohen, and the tornadoes ruined that. And little did I know that was the last show I'd go to for a while.
Yeah, holy shit.
That's crazy, because that Nashville tornado in 2020, they had put a benefit show together, or were trying to, and that other band that we were in, that was going to be our first show ever. And
weird.
Never reason it fell through, but I'm like, wow, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's really, really weird. There's so much stuff about that is kind of like there's kind of a Final Destination thing happening with whatever music you guys are trying to put out. Something keeps Oh shit. Oh, you guys. Oh no.
At that moment, their screen literally fucking froze right in front of me. Their frozen bodies, there was like, the light had like dimmed slightly. So everyone's bodies was suddenly like covered in shadow, and it was like the weirdest thing. And I was just staring at the screen going, yo, what the fuck happened? I texted them immediately, and Cody got back to me and said that their power went out. And I listened back, and it's right as I mentioned the Final Destination shit. It was ominous. It was kind of perfect. Something doesn't want this record to be released. Something doesn't want these songs to be released. This band has gone through too much. I swear to God. But they actually ended up coming back about 15 minutes later, and here we go.
Oh shit.
Final fucking Destination.
No fucking way, dude.
Dude, as you got done saying it, the power flickered in here, and I'm like, damn.
Dude, what the actual fuck is... Dude, what are these songs made of, man? What is going on? No one wants...
And a little bit of methamphetamine.
There's something about these... There's something about whatever you guys are trying to do. Either it's like some fucking test from the gods. It is just... It's getting absurd. It's getting absurd, guys.
No, like the amount of times that we have planned to meet up, and whether it's like to practice or to try and write or whatever, and we just get hit out of the ass with a random storm out of nowhere.
Or anything life related. It's like, damn, dude, give me a fucking break.
We've had so many practices where it's like, hey guys, I have the flu, or hey guys, my car just got broken down. Or,
I can't tell you the amount of times me or Cody's car is broken down, or Taj.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking insane, you guys.
It is.
Like, it's getting to the point. It's getting to the point where it's like, is it safe to keep going?
We just got to be like,
I love doing things that aren't good for me. What can I say?
Yeah. That's the whole point of this whole fucking thing. Okay. So let's kind of. It's perfect. It did not stop recording. I just kept it.
Nice.
I sent actually a screenshot to Cody. To what it suddenly looked like. It's the craziest way the way it froze. It's like the lights just started dimming. It's really weird. It's really strange.
Like a vision of death behind us as well.
Oh yeah, no, he's in the back just like. Okay, so the name Contender, I love it. There's something like really, really cool about it. Where did you come up with the name Contender?
So there's I've always really like enjoyed the unpolished side of pop punk more than like the squeaky clean. And there's this one band that I would always consider to be that, like back in the day. They're called Forever Came Calling, and they had their first record is called Contender.
Great band.
Like I really freaking like this, and then like I rediscovered that record the day that we were going to this movement show, which is kind of the thing that like, you know, kicked everything. I'm like, yeah, we're doing this now. And I was listening to it on the way down, and I'm like, bro, what if we just like called ourselves Contender? And he was like, yeah. And then we went to the movement show, and it's kind of there. It kind of just took off from there.
Fun fact: for a week, the band was named Glory Sorority, but no more
That's
than a
pretty. That's pretty good.
What about that?
I had no idea about
Who
this.
came
I
up
forget-
with that?
yeah.
That was
Me, I was so mad when we dropped it, and I was like, all right.
It's kind of a hard name. That's
No,
crazy.
maybe we could name
Glory Sorority is really wild. At least there needs to be like a song named after that. Like you guys,
Yeah.
that's like something. That's really good. And Forever Came Calling is a great band. So like I think that there's a lot of
Oh no, no.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
The video
there's
still,
oh my god! Did something almost happen again?
your voice just cut out.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, so that's cool. I mean, Contender, the concepts of Contender, the relationship that you even have to the old band and it being a contender of that, like there's all this really, really, really cool stuff. It's thoughtful, it's interesting, and also the sound of you guys also is it makes sense. There's it's the way the art style of that you've decided for the name, it all makes sense. It's just really cool. You're the only band that I get to like premiere like the first song of, and like it's really fascinating. So no one gets to know like has an idea of like what you all are yet, and we get to kind of paint that picture before this song is like played here. What is something you want people to know about who you are, why you've chosen this sound, and what like you hope people hear from it?
I mean, one thing that I think of is something that we were talking about earlier. I feel like each one of us brings like a different sound idea or just like a direction to the band because we're all interested in different kinds of music.
Mm-hmm.
Like with my solo project, Postmodern Therapy, I pretty much I'm more like slowcore, shoegazy, dream pop.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to incorporate a lot of those pedals and stuff. And it's been really cool to kind of see some of those things like Taj will, write a song and I'm like, holy shit, dude, those pedals sound sick.
Yeah.
We'll do the same thing. And it just it just plays off of each other so well. And then, Cole with his like more metal influence, I feel like it just creates kind of a unique sound and just a sound that sounds more like true to us.
And that's been a lot of fun because like a lot of the times I write the bare bones for the songs. Mm-hmm. And so when we first started out, it was a lot of just what I could come up with, what Cody could come up with, and how we could kind of blend those ideas together. But now that we have Jackson and Cole, when I go into start writing a song, like I can take into consideration what they would like their inputs and things. So like what Jackson said, like the pedals and making just more interesting guitar tones with things that like I wouldn't even think of, but he probably would have on his board, and like just different cool sounds. And then the way that Cole plays drums, I could consider that with how I would program the idea of the drums, and then send it their way and see what they all think and what we could change and whatnot. So I think that's helped a lot with the evolution of the sound as well.
Let's kind of go through the writing process. I always find that really interesting. Like our writing process is like a notes app thing, like not notes app, but like a voice recording thing of like an acoustic guitar sent, and then it goes through like a democratic approval process. And then there's a demo made, and then it's a democratic approval process. Like, and then like these just kind of go like through that way. Who is the principal songwriter? Was that you, Taj?
I think
I would say
like
it's
principal.
split.
Yeah, I think it's pretty split.
Okay, cool. So you guys take not necessarily take turns, but you guys are providing Cody and Taj, you're both providing the songs, and then there's just like, okay, cool, here they are, bare bones stuff.
Most of the time, one of us will have an idea and then demo it out as much as we have in that moment, and then just we send it to a group chat, and everyone's like, cool or nah.
In terms of like writing, I feel like I give like for like the majority of this band's existence, I've like submitted more ideas. Like Sad Ghost was like one of our songs. Sad Ghost was like an idea, and it's gone through its like changes and whatnot. And Taj for like a lot of the newer stuff. He was like, or no, the older stuff. Like I guess, damn, we've been writing music so long, we have stuff split up into old and new. But the earlier stuff that we did in this band, a lot of the principal songwriting is like Taj, and then my ideas sprinkled in.
Do you feel like you're getting? Is there like over the last 2 years, you get to kind of see like who you know, specifically Cody, like who you were and who you are? What are the things that have like changed? Do you feel like you're more confident in your songwriting? You and I've texted back and forth songs like kind of forever, but you've also said that you've been like working specifically on your screaming and like this thing that you want to do. What is this? Who are your who are you trying to sound like? Who do you want to sound like? And like, what does it mean to like work on your scream?
So like, I guess in terms of like writing and whatnot and like scream and like Title Fight doesn't really like bands that came out and they were big back in like the early 2010s. So like Title Fight, Balance and Composure, Basement, what's it called? Like Defeater and whatnot. And like, it's not so much I want to emulate like them per se as like to so like, you know, like an exact copy. It's like I want like the atmosphere that like those bands created with the music that they wrote. So I guess like approach is like, how can I do this but like put my own twist on it with like stuff that because like I wasn't always into like that style of, you know, emo and pop punk. Like I definitely came up in like the easycore metalcore era of pop punk, and so like early 2010s. But like that's in terms of like influence and like what I'm trying to go for, and like I guess in terms of sound, but not necessarily a carbon copy, like the early 2010s emo scene, and like the hardcore that like rides that line of like almost being pop punk, but not really. You can't really say it's pop punk, or you can't really say it's hardcore. It's just music.
Yeah, I mean, you've been. It's funny. We've talked so much over the last 2 years to kind of see like how everything's just grown so slowly. Like an avocado plant takes like 8 years in order to produce its first avocado. It's like this really slow thing. Watching y'all make, first of all, make this music has been like, it's been slow, but it's felt like it's been growing in like the most fertile soil, but it's still coming up through like the rocks. It's still coming up through the concrete, and it's really, really cool to like finally see like this thing start blossoming. I'm so like proud as someone that's like been on the sidelines of this for so long. I'm so proud that this is like finally fucking coming out. Like it's so cool. Like and to see like the lineup like be like solidified. Jackson, welcome. And Cole, like it's so cool to like see you back in the seat again. And it's great. What is I'm gonna play the song. This is Under My Skin by Contender.
Follow behind.
All right, that was Under My Skin by Contender. Let's walk through kind of the rest of the year for y'all. Let's do some plugs. What does the rest of this year look like? When is this released? Do you guys have any shows coming up? Fucking take the mic.
We got a show May 30th.
At Dark Matter.
At Dark Matter, yes.
Dark Matter in Nashville. It's gonna be
Super
awesome.
excited.
Shout out Dark Matter, one of the best DIY spots in Nashville specifically.
That place is dope.
Oh yeah. Under My Skin also releases that same day, May 30th.
We got a lot of big comes thinking soon this year.
Hell yeah, big things coming. If you rearrange those letters, it spells Contender. Like.
And mainly, I guess, is to get through our old, I guess what Taj and I consider to be old Contender stuff, so we can start working on this new stuff. Because we've just evolved from that band back in 2023.
Fuck yeah. Well, congratulations, everyone. Really excited to see what else comes out the rest of the year. And just have a good fucking rest of your morning and take it easy, guys. Don't fucking slip up. You guys, someone's trying to kill y'all.
We gotta lock in.
Watch our
We
backs.
gotta lock in, guys. All right, take it easy.
See ya.
Later.